Good morning. How you doing today? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, good
Hey.
morning.
Morning, morning.
Hola, profe.
¿Me escuchan bien?
Sí, joya.
Ok.
Igual un poquito bajito.
Ya, a ver. Vamos a hacer un ajuste aquí. Probando, sí. Voy a tratar de hacer que realmente como que como que se buguea este micrófono. Ya. Give me just 1 second. Okie dokie. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Sí, como exactamente tengo atrás ahora. Welcome everybody to a new session. Que justo estoy viendo Stardust Crusaders on Netflix. Estoy viendo todo de nuevo, sí, ya he visto. So welcome everybody to a new class. Como que me estoy resfriando, entonces de repente igual se me cierra la garganta. Okay, así que I'm sorry about that. Well, yesterday we were studying about reported speech. Okay, so let me share with you my screen. Like we're gonna do a quick review about that. We were discussing about backshift, no backshift with reported speech. Si tienen dudas o consultas, please just ask me. So we were saying that in English we got direct speech and reported speech. And speech is like a discourse, and when we report direct speech through reported speech, normally we consider more than two people, and in this case in the report. And for example, when we report the present simple, in this case sentence or clause, if we use backshift, we jump to the past. So, for example, instead of saying she always wears a coat, we say he said that she always wore a coat. So from wears to wore. So from present simple to past simple conjugations. And every time we use backshift o el salto, digamos, en este caso al pasado, we use present continuous, past continuous, from present perfect to past perfect, from past simple to past perfect, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, had to, and have to, had to. Okay, these are some of the different backshifts that we do, and also we got a reported speech with no backshift. So it means that, for example, if we are, if somebody said a sentence in past simple, like I bought a car, when I use no backshift, I keep in this case the tense or the conjugation of the main verb. For example, I bought a car. He said he bought a car, right? And we don't jump to the past. We don't use past perfect, for example, in this case, because we're not using backshift. Both types of reported speech are correct, and the difference is that when I tell, for example, or when I report in the past, it is something that happened maybe this morning or yesterday, a few minutes ago, etc. It's not happening right now. But when I don't use backshift, it means that it's something happening like right now, like an ongoing situation. I am in the process, in the present, reporting the thing, right? What else? And also we have some situations in which we don't have backshift. We can't change in this case, the verb or jump to the past. Like, for example, if I'm using past perfect, like in this example, I had taken Spanish lessons before. I cannot jump back. There's no backshift porque más atrás no hay nada. Entonces, he said he had taken Spanish before lessons. He said that he had taken Spanish lessons before. Yeah. No hay ningún otro tense que me sirva para saltar más atrás que el past perfect. Yeah. Will would, habíamos dicho. Would, if I use would, no hay nada más, digamos, que yo pueda hacer hacia atrás con un backshift que me ayude con el would, sino que hasta ahí no llega. Can, could, if I use could, no puedo, no hay backshift en este caso. Could se queda como could, should se queda como should, y might se queda como might, okay? Because all of them are, in this case, already, in this case, using a tense in the past form, right? Or sometimes it's like regrets about the past, or for example, a situation in which a possible future, but no hay nada más hipotético que eso. También sucede. Por ejemplo, el might. Entonces, I might be late. Yo podría llegar tarde. He said he might be late. El cambio o el backshift aquí no es posible, porque más hipotético que might no puede ser. Ya, pero ahí estamos hablando de un hypothetical future, right? Entonces tenemos dos situaciones, el past, ¿cierto? And the hypothetical situation. Yeah, both of them. I should call my mother. He said she should call her mother. Yo debería llamarla en un caso hipotético, ¿cierto? Más hipotético es que el que should no puede ser. And so on. If there are no questions or comments about this, I'm going to review this thing and then I'm going to jump to WH questions. Yeah. Aprovechando que estamos hablando de questions también. Yeah. Tenemos yes, no questions. How we report yes, no questions in this case. We got yes. Do you want some more cake, for example, with auxiliary verb do? So this is present simple. If I use reported speech, in this case, we do this. She asked him if he wanted some more cake. So I wipe off, in this case, the auxiliary verb do. I don't use it actually. And then I report the question with this, in this case, clauses, which are an affirmative form. She asked him if, and I use if as a connector in this case, if he wanted some more cake, right? The verb want, which is the main verb in this case, goes to or changes into a past, simple past form. Are you coming? This is present continuous. Are you coming to the cinema with me? And then report speech with backshift. He asked if or whether she was going to the cinema with him. Okay, si no hubiera backshift, todo esto se queda, este queda en present simple y este queda en present continuous. O sea, he is asking whether she is going to the cinema with him. Pero eso sería with no backshift. Es un reporteo en tiempo real, like right now. Okay. And finally, para terminar el review, where did he go on holiday? Simple past in this case, with WH questions. In this case, we use, for example, the question words in this case, like we use them, for example, as relative adverbs in this case here. Conexión, está fallando esta conexión. Voy a apagar la cámara porque Claro, me está dando montones de problemas. Give me a sec. Ya. Si me lagueo, si me pongo lento, me dicen, o si se queda cortadito. Where did he go on holiday? Entonces, she asked me where he had gone on holiday. So where we're using as, in this case, a relative adverb, the same with how often. Ya, queda como un adverbio relativo. Ya. Cuando usamos who, for example, o that, o which, que se pone acá, quedaría como un relative pronoun. Ya. So, she asked me where he had gone on holiday using backshift. Entonces, del simple past saltamos al past perfect. Y acá, how often do you play hockey? Simple present, ¿cierto? Saltamos al simple past. ¿Cómo sería? He asked me how often how often I played hockey. Yeah, so present simple to past simple. Okay. Guys, any questions about this? Any comments? Any complaints? No big deal. All right. And well, you can also exercise, clicking on these links. I also already uploaded more links about report speech. Yesterday, actually, I uploaded this 4 links to exercise, okay, for you to practice. Okay, so now let's study something different. We're going to study about WH questions in this case. We're going to start easy with this thing, right? Easy stuff like, for example, what are in this case, the WH questions. In this case, a question starting with WH or H. Who, what, where, why, whose, when, and which. Okay. How many, how much, how far, how long, how often, how old. And also the different combinations that we can get, right? What time, for example. And then what car, what for example, what color, and so on. And so normally we combine what plus noun, and then we create in this case, a WH phrase or a question phrase. También podríamos llamarla question phrase. Like what kind of? That's a question phrase. What kind of? What type of? What sort of? And then the rest of this of the sentence, of the question. Also, how many, how much, how far, how often, how tall, how far, bueno, ya está dicho, how big, for example, how big, how deep. So we combine basically how plus noun. And in that case, we create new, in this case, question phrases. If you want to interrupt me anytime, just do it, okay? What else? More examples in this case with WH questions. What do you do on Sunday? When do you study? Where were you born? Which do you like, chocolate or candy? Remember, the which in this case is for election normally. It's different from what. Okay, what is pretty much like more specific when we say what, but which, it implies election. So we got, for example, which one do you like, chocolate or candy? Or which do you like, the blue car or the red car, for example? Who's your best friend? Why do you like football? How many pencils do you have? Remember, how many with plurals, how much with singular, uncountable. How in this case with all the combinations, how do you do it, and stuff like that. What kind, que es la combinación que yo les decía del what con with any other type of noun. Okay. What else? We got also WH questions about the subject. So in this case, we have no auxiliary verb. In the previous cases, you can see auxiliary verbs here, do, for example, or main verb like where, for example, another main verb like is, and because we know the subject, okay, we got you all the time. We can, and different subjects like he, she, it, etc. But in this case, we have no subject. So in this case, what we do is putting the verb, in this case, the main verb, conjugated in third person singular in this case. So for example, who does the laundry or who does the dishes? We don't use I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, because we don't know the subject. All right. So the question is, who does the laundry? Who does the dishes? My parents do, or I do, right? Who does the grocery shopping? For example, I do, or my sister, my mom do, or my dad do in this case. What else? No, sorry, does. Cuando es singular es does. Es que dije. Plurals do, you know, with you. Se cumple la regla del do y el does. Yeah, she does, he does, my mother does, my sister does, my brother does, no one does. What else? Who makes breakfast, for example? I do, or my dad does, or my mom does. Who makes the beds in this case? And I don't know, for example, Juanito does in this case, or Juanito makes the beds. Who cleans the bathroom? Sarah does, or Sarah cleans in this case, the bathroom, and so on. So all the time we use, in this case, the conjugation of the main verb in third person singular, he, she, it. Okay. What else? Let's do this thing. Let me see. It's things so easy. Esto es como para sexto básico. ¿Qué más? Yeah, eso sería, that's it regarding, in this case, double-edged questions about the subject. Okay. You guys got any questions about this? Any comments? Any doubts? No problem? No questions?
So far,
No
so good.
problem.
So far, so good? Okay, great. Great. It's all good. Excellent. Thanks a lot. So now let's do some exercises. Let's do some exercises about that. Questions here? Yes, this one. Yes, no questions. Give me a sec. I want to do something which is like really easy for you because I don't want to insult your intelligence. Hold on a second. Intermediate. Okay. Hold on a sec. Come on, give me something fun. Okay, it's easy, but you're gonna do it like really quickly. Okay, question number one. You need to choose, in this case, the question word in this case. Do you know about this subject and who taught it to you? You can use the chat room or the microphone, right? I'm listening. Constanza, what? What do you know about this subject and who taught it to you? Okay. What, Tomás? What, Francisca? All right. If everybody agrees, what? And it says correct. Very good. Next. Coffee is this. It's mine. Who's, who, which, what? Constanza, whose? Jairo, whose? Catalina, whose? Okay, so everybody, if everybody agrees, let's click on whose. There you go. Excellent. Next, are you learning now? Which, who, whose, what? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Constanza, what? What, Pia, Catalina? Okay, it's piece of cake. Number 4, in this case, time are they going to come? Constanza, what? Any other opinion? Pia, what? Jairo, what? Yeah, what time are they going to come? You know that thing. Next, book did you buy? Whom book? Who book? Whose book or what book? Okay. What? Yes. Está muy fácil esto. Después voy a buscar otro de questions without subject. Ese podría ser un poquito más entretenido. 6 dice, the longest river in the world, the Amazon or the Nile? Jairo, which? Catalina, Pia, which? Constanza, which? Yeah. Which is the longest river in the world, the Amazon or the Nile? Because there is election in this case. Good job. Car is this, and what make is it? Who car? What car? Whose car is this? Which car is this? And what make is it? Está rara esta pregunta. Whose car? Jairo. Do you guys agree with Jairo? Whose car is this? Who's Constanza? Catalina, whose? Which car is this and what make is it? I mean, we need election in this case if we use which. Which car is this? Like, for example, is it a Lamborghini or a Bugatti, for example? Or which, says Constanza. Okay, let's click on whose. That's right. Whose car is this? ¿De quién es este auto? And esto debería ser como de qué está hecho. Pero in this case, it's a kind of a strange construction. It's not practical. Yo diría, what is it made of? What is it made of? For example. Podría interpretarse como cuál es la hechura, cuál es el fabricante. That's another, interpretation, but it's kind of a very weird construction. I don't like it. All right, next. Do you prefer U2 or AC/DC? Yeah, that's a question to my generation, I guess. Anyway, whose, which, what, who do you prefer? U2 or AC/DC? Tomás Vega, which? Constanza, which? Pia, which? Vicente, which? Which do you prefer? That's correct. Excellent. We're not going to do the 25 questions anyway. Wait, which, who, what, whose make is your car? Yeah. In this case, it's pretty much like, ¿cuál es la marca, el fabricante? That's the idea. Which, who, what, whose? Vicente, what? Jairo, what? Tomás, o. Vicente. No, but I said which paper because you need election. In this case, you need like different, maybe factories or brands. Okay, what? Correct. It's what make is your car. That's the idea. Very good. The next. To did you hand in this money? To which? To whose? To whom? To who did you hand in this money? But it's getting a little more interesting, the quiz in this case. Tomás, who? Whom, Jairo? Constanza, who? You know the difference between who and whom? Well, actually, whom is older in this case than who, right? And you can use, for example, whom in questions, of course, just like who, but the construction is different because normally we use a preposition plus whom, but we don't use who plus preposition, okay? It's normally preposition plus whom. So to, for example, plus whom, and the rest of the sentence. So, to whom, a quién le entregaste este dinero? To whom did you hand in this money? All right. And I mean, it is still used, but more in like in British English. It's not really common in American English. The next is responsible for the accident. Who's, who, whom, which? Jairo, who? In this case, yeah, it's the use is different because if we don't have a preposition here, like to or for, no se usa el whom aquí. Y tampoco la construcción y el meaning no te da para eso, ¿ya? Así que, who is the answer? Who is responsible for the accident, okay? Cuando decimos to whom o for whom, es para quién o a quién, ¿cierto? Cuando tenemos ese contexto, podemos usar en ese caso, to whom, for whom, and the rest of the sentence. Yeah, but in this case, estamos preguntando quién es. No para quién o a quién, sino quién es. So, who is. Good job, guys. Excellent. In street does she live? In who, in which, in what, in whose? Jairo, in what? More answers, more options. Tomás, what? More ideas? Do you guys agree? In what street does she live? Oops. Puede ser which, dice, y justo la chuntaste, la apuntaste, Constanza. Yeah, the point is that if I'm asking for a street, maybe I got, pero eso depende mucho de la intención del speaker. Si el speaker, por eso nos falta contexto acá. If the speaker is thinking about different streets, there is an election like implied. Only in that case we can use in which, okay? Pero solamente only if the speaker is thinking about different options. Pero no nos podemos meter en la cabeza de nadie, porque realmente no sabemos si está pensando en un... O sea, sabemos de que no conoce la calle, ¿ya? Entonces, podría ser in which street, pero siempre es in which street, pero podría ser en teoría en what street, pero como les digo, como funciona la mente es que tiene varias calles pensadas y si no tiene ninguna, sería in what street. Te estoy preguntando, en ese caso es como, ¿cuál es la calle? La única calle. No conozco ninguna, no tengo ninguna en mente, dime cuál es. En ese caso es in what street, ¿ok? Pero si tengo, oye, mira, de estas 3 calles que están aquí frente mío, ¿cuál es? Entonces sería in which street does she live? Ya, pero nos falta contexto. Así que yo diría que pueden, en este caso pueden ser las dos, por la falta de contexto, ¿ya? Los problemas que tienen estas páginas. Hay que andar adivinando. Next. Color is your new tie. Which, who, whose, what? What color, dice Constanza. Jairo dice, what color? Let's click on that. That's correct. Very good, guys. Guat. Guat. All right. What, whom, which, who? Well, it's really interesting that this antes que sigamos, these question words, when they are used, for example, in relative clauses, or relative sentences, cuando pasan al medio, se les considera relative pronouns, ¿ya? Todos estos que están acá pasan de ser WH question words, pasan a ser relative pronouns, ya en posición intermedia en una oración, ¿ya? Lo que pasa, digamos, con, en este caso, con report speech with open questions, ¿cierto? O cuando reporteamos WH questions, pasa que estas se transforman y cumplen la función de relative pronouns, ¿ya? Cuando hablamos de when, where, pasan a ser relative adverbs, ¿ok? Where, when. Y como les digo, se transforman en indirect speech, digamos, en relative clauses, ¿ya? What else? These problems are you most interested in? Ya, aquí hay elección. Of these problems are you most interested in? Which, who, whom, what? Jairo dice which, Constanza. ¿Este es del anterior o de esta? Ya me perdí. Ya, pero aquí Tomás dice which. Ya, este es el de la actual. Okay, which of this, correct. Which of these problems are you most interested in? Very well. No gringo dice interested in. All right. Nationality are you? Aquí volvemos al mismo dilema. Si yo tengo varias nacionalidades en mente, tengo elección, pero no es adivino, no sabe qué está pensando el speaker. Y si no tengo ninguna en particular, para elegir y quiero saber, no, pues yo no quiero adivinar, dime cuál es, usamos what, ¿ok? And that's the point. Yeah, entonces, como no sabemos aquí el contexto, nos puede cobrar mal a la cuestión. ¿Yeah? Pero si utilizan what o which, estaría correcto dependiendo de si hay elección implícita en el pensamiento o no, en la intención. All right, so which would you like to choose in this case? Como la puerta 1, la puerta 2. Ha puesto todo el watch. Ok, very good. Adiós, PC. Ya, se la juegan por los watch. Ya, hagan su apuesta. Ok, let's click on that. Correct. Ha ganado un automóvil 0 kilómetros. Yeah, very good. What nationality are you? So it implies that the speaker was thinking about only como, give me the information. ¿Cierto? Épico. Good job, excellent. Well done. Hay que regarse en la vida. Después dice, children are they the Browns? Entiendo. Children are they the Browns? Esto suena como raro, después lo voy a explicar, pero después que lo conteste. Which children, who children, whom children, whose children? Brown is exactly, Brown is a last name. Es como The Simpsons, the Browns, the Vargas, for example, the Vegas, in this case, the Pérez. Actually, se le agrega como un pluralize. They pluralize in this case. So, for example, they can put the Berrioses, the Pérezes, the Vargases, the Vegas, you know, and so on, which is very strange for us, for our culture, you know, right? Uno dice los Venegas, claro, sí, los Venegas, pero se llama Constanza Venegas. Uno dice, no dice los Venegases, but in the English culture, they put an S in this case, como pluralizando el apellido. Y más encima le ponen un apostrophe here, que sería el genitive case, que no sé si tengamos tiempo de verlo ahora, si no lo dejamos para la otra semana. Pero se pone el apostrophe porque es un posesivo, ¿ya? Cuando en este caso el owner, que se llama, es plural, solamente se agrega genitive case y no se le pone apostrophe plus s, no que queda así porque termina en s, entonces se deja el genitive acá, y la respuesta sería whose children are they, es como decir, ¿de quién son esos niños? ¿De quién son esos cabros chicos? Una cosa así. Whose children are they? The Browns. ¿Ya? Dice, no hablo con gente. ¿Por qué eres caché? No, porque son cafecitos. Correcto. All right. Sería muy racista de nuestra parte eso. Ok, entonces, whose children are they in this case? Yeah, ¿qué otra cosa podría decir de esto? Sí, Anglo-Saxon culture, and in this case, they pluralize the family names, and in this case, they put the genitive case, ¿cierto? Para indicar posesivo. Okay, I guess you got the idea. And I'd like to jump now, aprovechándome del genitive case. Saltemos al tiro el genitive case y dejemos adelantado para la próxima clase. Give me a second. Yeah. Entonces, ¿qué pasó aquí? No me pesca. Ahí está. Soltemos el genitive case right away. Nos quedan 2 minutos, así que aprovechemos. Possessive case or genitive case. In this case también se le conoce como el Anglo-Saxon possessive. Ya lo pueden ver de varias formas on the web. And basically it's the use of an apostrophe plus S o simplemente el apostrophe alone. Cuando no se usa la S. En el caso de plurales con S. Por ejemplo, my parents' house, friends' pants in this case. Plural ends with, sería en este caso, without S. Se dice without S. Ya, solamente en estos casos, cuando hay plurales con S, se agrega solamente el apóstrofe, ¿ya? Este es el owner, ¿cierto? My parents, friends, el owner, y este es el possession, in this case, house, pants, ¿ok? Remember, it is inverted in this case. Cuando yo digo the house of my parents, ¿cierto? Se puede cambiar a my parents' house. The pens of my friends, ¿cierto? Los lápices en pasta de mis amigos, amigues, se cambia a friends, my friends' pens, right? Esto ocurre en the Anglo-Saxon culture, se ve lengua la traba, pero no pasa en los idiomas derivados del latín, ¿ya? Peter's computer in this case, Sue's book, my friend's car, mom's job, okay? Hay muchos casos distintos, ¿ya? Por ejemplo, están las exceptions que dice acá, que son plurales sin S. Children, people, men, women, son plurales irregulares. En este caso agregamos apóstrofes, ¿ya? ¿Por qué? Porque no terminan en S. Entonces, children's, people's, men's, women's. Children's clothes, people's clothes, men's clothes, women's clothes. All right? Again, more cases, ¿ya? Tenemos una gama de distintas situaciones, pero me voy a enfocar en las más complicated, ¿ya? Por ejemplo, cuando queremos avoid repetition when the meaning is clear, acá abajito, ¿cierto? Preguntamos, whose umbrella is this? Y nos dice, it is Mary's. O simplemente Mary's, ¿cierto? Meaning is clear, we know we're talking about this umbrella, entonces ¿para qué vamos a decir todo? Ni siquiera necesitamos usar el pronombre personal y el verbo, sino que decimos, whose umbrella is this? Mary's. Como decir, de la María. Mary's. Okay, it is Mary's umbrella. Also, for example, los casos más complicated, two or more people in this case. What happens in this case? We add apostrophe S or only an apostrophe. For example, Stacy and Steve's car is old. Yeah, pero también podría ser Stacy's and Steve's cars are old, but la diferencia es two joint owners of the same car. Cuando los dos son dueños, dueñas del auto, Stacy and Steve's car is old, se pone apóstrofe S solamente en el dueño final. Two owners of two different cars. Ya, cuando son dos dueños de dos autos distintos, se separan. Stacy's and Steve's cars are old. The first case is one car. Second case are two cars. There are two cars, all right? What else? Classical religious names ending in S. For example, only add the apostrophe, no S's. Sophocles plays are still performed today. ¿Cierto? Las obras de teatro de Sophocles are still performed today. Hercules' strength seemed unlimited. ¿Cierto? Todos los classical religious names podría ser, por ejemplo, Jesus, podría ser cualquier otro biblical or from any sacred text like the Buddhist or Hinduist around the world, okay? Or for example, Muslim. Todos estos personajes que terminan en S, se le agrega solamente apostrophe. What else? Names ending in S. For example, James, como habíamos dicho, o Carlos, Jesus, todo eso. Se le puede agregar la S y también se acepta que no se agregue. Por ejemplo, James' dog is hungry. James' dog is hungry. Both forms are correct. Okay. Sí, ahí está la opción de usar ambas, ¿ya? What else? Y el resto, ¿cierto? Plural nouns non-Guinness, ya lo mencionamos, ¿cierto? Men's toilet is disgusting. Children's camping trip. Apostrophe S. Singular noun ending in S, agrega apostrophe S. For example, the class's teacher is nice. My boss's office is big. The princess's dress is pink. Mire que enredado esto. The princess's dress is pink. Parece un tongue twister. Right? Entonces, singular nouns ending, sí o sí se le agrega apostrophe S, pero con los nombres está la opción de quitarlo, el DS. And el resto de los casos usted ya lo conoce. ¿Ya? Singular nouns que terminan en cualquier otra cosa, apostrophe S se le agrega. Plural nouns que terminan en S, no se le agrega la S, sino que se deja el puro apostrophe. All right. Entonces les dejo el tejo pasado para el next class. Voy a subir ejercicios, de hecho ya los subí. Están en este caso en UCampus. Ya aquí, si ustedes ven en Activities, Genitive Case, Genitive Case también, ¿cierto? Hay 2 ejercicios con Genitive Case para que lo hagan. And creo que no he subido nada de question words, I think. No, nada de question. Voy a subir hoy día unos ejercicios con, digamos, questions without subject, ¿cierto? Y práctica con WH questions. So thank you for coming today, guys. And have a great day. And see you soon. ¿Cuándo es la semana de receso? Ya me olvidé ya. No me acuerdo cuándo. Voy a revisar el calendario. Semana de receso es del 14 en adelante. 14 de junio empieza semana de receso. ¿Ya? Así que, if you got questions, just text me on WhatsApp and I'll answer as soon as possible. Have a great day.
Gracias, profe. Que le vaya bien.
Gracias, chao,
profe.
profe, que esté
Gracias,
bien.
profe.
Bye. See you.